Hi there, it's Laura here from Get Organized HQ, and I could not be more excited to give you a tour of my reconfigured office slash craft room. So I'm going to show you what I did, and we'll go ahead and dive in. All right, so opening the door. This is what you see as you enter. There's a window, a couple of shelves, the working desk, a table in the middle, this kind of countertop table. Then as we come around, just to give you an overall view, there's yet another working table. The only thing that's on the wall is that, so I'll be asking for artwork opinions. What do I need to put on the wall? I know I need something on there. So let's just start over here in this corner. This is a table slash desk from Ikea, and if I come over here, you'll see from this angle, so it has a set of the Alex drawers in the middle supporting it, and also obviously they are functional. I have so much workspace in here. So like if I was sitting here, this is what you could see, like shelves, another table, another like standing workspace. Most of these are fairly empty, and I would say I'm about 90% organized, so I'm gonna reorganize these, but like there's not a lot in them because I have a lot of room to grow. Those have just some different organizers waiting for things to go in them. That's some extra chalk paste. Let's see, is there anything in here? Nothing and nothing. So as I said, not much in them. Okay, so we'll go around this direction. The window over here. To this side, we have organized paper and then a computer on there that may end up being moved. And here's what that organized paper looks like. These are from Stamp & Storage, like the paper sorters. And you can see how we have put on there what they are. So they're all very organized. They're both 12 by 12 and 8.5 by 11. Love those. May someday move this and put a relaxing chair and little side table instead of that, and the paper sorters could go over here, because as you can see, the entire bottom four, this is the Ikea Calyx 4x4, are empty, so I have a lot of room to grow, as is that one up there. So lots of room to grow, which I love. I don't know what that random empty box is. We'll go through these items. So these wood inserts are all from Stamp & Storage. I cannot say enough good about them. These are actually made for chalk paste, and as you can see, all my chalk paste is in there. I've inventoried it, and the extras are in some drawers somewhere, so now I know what I have. I can easily see, so that's wonderful. This is my markers for Stampin' Up, and these are my stamps and dies. I do a little bit, but I don't do a ton, so this is about as much as I like to have. Those are my ink pads. I may get a handful more, but I don't ever plan to have more than that. Because like I said, I like to do it every once in a while, but I don't like to have a ton of stuff. And those are some more stamping stuff in each of these. Actually, that one's empty. Who knew? I think this one, yeah, has just a little bit, like I print out examples of things. It has the stuff for my die machine. Then down here, again from Stamp & Storage, is the ribbon holder. I love that because I can just see what I have. And again, I don't need to go crazy with ribbon. And these are meant to store acrylic paints. I'm sure at some point I will get some of those to where you can really see them. So that is that shelf. And a little bit of artwork that my daughter drew for me on some styrofoam. And then instead of going to this desk over here, I'm going to take you to this one. So that's the last one we saw. This one is here. And eventually I might get nicer chairs, but for now we have folding chairs. And it's the exact same as that one back there, just right here. And again, just can never have too much space to work on and do projects. Again, these are not very full. This is more like an inbox. I use this when I type like caption Instagram stories, second keyboard. And this is just some junk that I just bought, and I like to have like an inbox to throw it in before I have time to thoughtfully put it away. Paper trimmer, some chalking accessories. I will probably try to optimize this a little bit more to where like all of the accessories that I use all the time when I'm chalking on this table will be available. That is extra paper for the printer that's right behind this. And I think these are, yeah, just empty with some bins. That one's empty, so I won't bother showing it to you. Then as we go around, that's the door where we entered. And then we have this, and I love this. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. These look a lot like the Alex drawers, as you can see. Very, very, very similar, but they are not. They are from Amazon. I will, of course, link to them for you. And the reason I got these is that they are taller. I don't know if you can see the height. Well, you really can't see in the video, but they are taller so that putting the countertop on there is a better height. And also, instead of some of them being like taller and some of them being shorter, they're all the same height, and they're also not quite as deep, but a little bit wider. So they're more of a square shape. And originally I had planned to have 4 of them facing this direction. You can see I have one facing this way and one facing the other way. But all we did was set this Ikea countertop, and I will link to that. It is literally a countertop. We just literally set it on top. We did not secure it in any way. And so turning these this way gave it actually more stability. And as you can see, there's actually a gap back there. So there's some extra space back there, but we like to move it that way. I really didn't feel like permanently securing it in any way yet because I want to make sure I like the way that it is. And I feel very, very safe because like there's very little overhang. My kids do come in here with me occasionally, but not all the time. I'm with them and they're a little bit older now, so they would not, you know, climb on things or things like that. So I feel very secure. Plus I know it's not secured. So, you know, I'll be careful. And eventually I will label all of these, and I think those look nice. And then I'll probably put some kind of artwork, either chalk something or cut something out of vinyl and put it there so it looks more fun and exciting. I just love the way the countertop turned out, and look at how much storage that is. And again, these are probably 25% full. I put some of my chalk kits in here and like chalk cutouts. I'll show you these. So this is some of the stuff that just came in. All their, most of those are the chalk Couture monthly subscription transfers, some more chalk cutouts, and I will eventually get this a little bit more organized and like have one drawer for each type of cutout, probably. The wood cutouts. Here's more of the house cutout, bird, simple shapes. Those are just empty, waiting to be filled. Again, I think a lot of these are fairly empty. That's my heating pad. I have all sorts of paintings, so I need that in there. These are some of my Avery labels. Some stuff for Bible class, some Velcro dots, little folder things. These are cutouts for a worksheet for Bible class I'm teaching for little kids. Another project I'm working on, and I think that's all that's really in there. So as you can see, not a whole lot. Oh, I love how I organize my chalk paste if you're into chalk couture, which I love. I didn't even know, like I had this, and look at how wonderfully organized they are. I will link to this as well. Just so pretty in rainbow order. And of course I put on every single one of them has the date when they were acquired, so I can use the oldest first. And my daughter actually counted and said that there was 106 in there, so she just counted for fun. This is the closet, which I will show you in just a moment. And then this is the desk. All of this desk area and the carts on either side are the Alpha system from the Container Store. I've had this for many, many years, and I just hang it in every house we go in. I love it. I can't say enough about it. Again, these carts are like separate rolling carts. There's not a ton in this one. I could get rid of one of them. Now someone, Tasha, on my team was getting rid of these. She thought she wanted them, like these organizers. So she gave them to me because she ended up not using them. And they fit in here so perfectly, I could not resist. But you can see there's not just like a whole bunch in there. Here's what's in here, just junk. And then these are stuff that we use when we do photos or letterboard. So that's that one. And then we have the desk, obviously the computer. This is a Mac screen, and then I have a cord and I run it with a laptop. I'm loving that configuration. And this holds the phone that I am using to film, and it also charges it. That's my scanner. This is my file cart. Again, that's the Alpha system. Love it. Can't say enough good about it. And these are all the files that I have, paper files, because I have gone paperless. I have a whole entire course on that. I will link that if you are interested. And this is what this looks like. My label maker and some pins, because I use those all the time. And then we have just various things like glass cleaning wipes, Post-its, and things that I use all the time in my very, very favorite photo organizer boxes. And I will link to a video where I talked all about the things that you can use the photo organizing boxes for. And there's some little shelves. It's supposed to have more pins, but I use those in a video, so they're in my video room right now. I'll bring them back later. More jars of pins. And then to the side, we have a trash can and a paper shredder. And I love that these shelves are adjustable. Those are mostly things for the kids to do, so I can get them out and just put them on the table right here when they're in here, which is super fun. Before they had to play on the floor. I love these turntables. I also have an entire video about that I will link to. Paper tray, because the printer is right there, so it makes sense. Some more of the white bins, and then that is like huge, many of them are huge rolls of vinyl. I used to sell vinyl labels, and so I needed a lot, and I just haven't gotten rid of it because I still use it occasionally. And then most of these are my Silhouette and Cricut cutting supplies because I have both of those. Love them both. Paper trimmer, I don't know what that's for. I just randomly threw it there. These are just some of the Cricut accessories that I have, and some jewelry making accessories. All the laminating pouches are here, and the very bottom drawer has my arc punch, which is like discount punch, laminator, and room to grow. Then we obviously have the printer here on top, so it's a very handy location for the printer. And then I will also show you the closet, so you can have the full tour. I guess we should turn on the light. And this is what the closet looks like. I haven't organized it as much as I would like. There's a little bit of junk in it, a little bit of reorganizing that I'm going to do now that I got everything set up. It's very large and deep. So I'm going to try to see if you can kind of get a sense. It doesn't look as deep on film. I have a lot of chalk transfers hanging on these hooks, which I love. I have my Cricut, my Silhouette. This is my Stampin' Up. What do you call that thing? Like die cutter. That's the Cricut heat press. Then just some extra organizing stuff. That's for my spiral binding machine. As you can see over here, we have more hooks with different chalk supplies hanging. And then we have like our different, these are the chalk like boards and things to surfaces to chalk on from Chalk Tour. There's several of the cutouts. It's a blanket because even in the summer I wear a blanket. I need to hang this on the wall. That's my purse that I'm actually using. I bring it down when I work because you never know when you're going to need something out of it. And then a few more chalk stuff organized. Those are my planner boxes that I use to organize. And last but not least, this side of it. So that's our whole entire closet. So the only thing left to show you is I'm going to take you, I kind of have like, I would call it my office suite. So I have another part to my office. So this is like our basement area. There's some junk I need to go through, of course. And then on this side, there's a bathroom right there, which is handy. And then this is my video room. My husband has had to move his office in here temporarily because of some, let's call them flooding issues. So over here is my shelf where I often film, and then I'm sitting there at that desk/table. It's actually a work table that I got at a office supply store, and I love it. It's adjustable height, and the top of it actually looks really nice. So that's where I film. These things you see on the wall, they are not decoration. They're for sound absorption to help my sound quality when I'm filming. And this is not, we don't watch TV on this. What I do is like the camera would move right in front of there. Sometimes I have two camera angles. I have a second one, it's not on the tripod. And one of them literally hooks into the TV, so I can see what the camera sees when I'm filming, which is really helpful because we had a couple occasions where I filmed like an entire video and realized the whole thing was out of focus, and you can't tell on the little bitty tiny camera screen. There's also a door here, which I love. I can let in more light, and if people want to enter, from down here, they can. And let's see, my husband's work area. And we just don't work in here at the same time is really how it works. And which works because I only need this mostly when I'm filming. He has a whole Star Wars collection, and at some point he will move to another office once we get our issues sorted out. And then there's a closet in here that is not organized, but I think for completeness, I will also show you my messes. Actually, it's not nearly as bad as I was expecting. Not so bad. Just some junk that I need to go through. You know, a lot of filming stuff mostly, some extra bins. This is a lot of like lighting and sound equipment, and y'all, you would not believe how much lighting and sound I have tried to get my videos perfect, and I've yet to succeed. But I have spent lots of time and money trying to get it to work. So that is the tour. So I hope you've enjoyed seeing the behind the scenes tour. And of course, I'll leave links to everything I mentioned as much as possible down below. If there's something that I didn't link to, go ahead and ask. And also let me know, what do you think I should put on the walls in the office? I would love some feedback on that.